And before I start, my name is Chuka. Welcome to my page. Welcome to my channel, whatever you call it. So, the name of my channel is In Between Cultures. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking until someday a lot of people will be in my audience. There's a possibility, a chance, and the need for what I'm talking about, because I discovered that immigration is something that will never stop. You know one thing about immigration, today you may think you're okay where you are. So today I asked the question, how many times did you move around while in diaspora in order to settle down? How many times? The reason I'm saying this is that back home, where we come from, you know, I like to talk about my home country, Nigeria. We are not very good at moving around. You have to be in a certain field of career to be used to transfers from here to there. For instance, people in the military, people in the police force, they are the people that we know that move around. Then bankers are people we know. Hi, somebody else has joined, but I can't see you, but know that I appreciate your presence. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So I'm saying, how many times have you moved around? Even if it's in the same town, you just change the address from location this to location this in the same state itself. It's still moving around. So why do people move around? Why? So I was saying, what makes people want to transition from location A to location B? And why is it easier for those of us in diaspora to do that moving around compared to when we were home? You know, with the ease with which we move around here made me to understand that, do you know that some of us would have had better chances in life if we gave moving around a chance? Can I say that again? Do you know that a lot of us would have bettered our chances of improvement in life if we moved around? Let me give an instance. Let's say somebody lost his or her job and you live in the east. Let me say, for an example, I live in Enugu and something happened and I lost my job. A lot of us allow job loss to freeze us. Freeze. When I mean freeze, it means we think it's the end of the world. Back home, a lot of us are good at starting at one job place and ending at that same job place. Even when we change jobs, we tend to change jobs and remain in a particular location without giving ourselves a chance to move around. Let me use an example. My mother-in-law used to work in broadcasting, okay? So she got fired during that time they were creating new states. If you're working in a state that you don't belong to, they will tell you go back to your state. Now my question is, this lady was proficient. She was really good at what she did. And there were states, brand new states, that did not have the quality of staff that she was. And also, probably because she's a woman, you know, transitioning or moving from place to place sometimes is easier for men. Why? Because the woman will say, don't worry, I will take care of the children. Go and look for your, my people will say, akaraka, that's your destiny. Go and look for your destiny. But women will be thinking, hey, if I have to move now, who am I going to leave my children with? And we don't move around. So, but coming to America, I was just doing a retrospect, because sometimes when they ask us to do like a background check, they will tell you, list the places you have lived in for the past probably 5 years, for the past 7 years, for the past 10 years. All the time I lived in Nigeria, I moved around though because of my husband's job at least. I moved around more than the regular Nigerian, okay? But I don't remember any job asking me to list where I have lived. And I don't even remember keeping information, keeping record of addresses of where I lived. For instance, I remember living in Kano. I don't remember my address in Kano. At some point, I didn't even remember the town. It took my husband kind of reminding me. But here in the US, there are things we have to actually keep record of. And I'm sharing this message so that my fellow immigrants who are in the US will know that it's necessary, it's important to keep addresses of where you lived. Yes, keep addresses. Why? Because if you don't keep addresses of where you live, you know, here in Nigeria, even if you live in an apartment, when you state your address, you may not actually, like when I lived in an apartment, we didn't used to mention flat 1, flat 2, flat 8. I know some people are now mentioning it when they mention their address. But in America here, because of the size of the apartments and the number of apartments in one complex, your flat number is very important. Yesterday, my husband and I were kind of asking ourselves, what was our address when we lived here? What was our address? What was our flat number? Even when we discovered the address, we were not sure about the flat number. So what I did that helped me was to go back to my email and typed the name of the apartment complex, and maybe a bill came up, which, you know, at that point, because let me use, when we came to Texas, I came first. So our first apartment here, I'm the one that signed up for that lease. So imagine if my husband didn't ask me and he was checking his email, he won't find that address. So I'm the one that found it. So I have learned a lesson to always keep information of the address. Okay.